in Amsterdam, they have the Anne Frank Museum, and it's like they have like.
Well, that's her house.
Yeah.
What else are they going to call it?
But
Nazi fun house?
This was considered.
I was still coming down off drugs. I had mushrooms and everything when I visited the Anne Frank.
Me too. Terrible way to see it.
And I walked up there, and I was living in a studio in London. I don't think it's a nice thing to say, this is way bigger than my apartment. And I said it so earnestly, like, what were they upset about? This is massive.
This is 2 bedrooms?
There's a view of the canal. It's in the centre of Amsterdam. You're not going out to the suburbs. And I tell you what, the Nazis, they found her the first time they looked. I don't care what the movie says. The first time they looked, they found it's a 5-story building. They took up 2 stories. You just got to stand out the front and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right? They would have said that in German, right?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, they would have gone 5. Then they get inside the house and they're like, oh, downstairs is a shop, right? And then they're like, all right, well, I'll buy a pack of gum, right? So we can wander around here and the shopkeeper won't get angry. Then they go up to the 2nd level where the shopkeeper lives.
Yep.
Then they go up to the 3rd level and they go, oh, this is the 2nd story where the shopkeeper lives. So they go, oh, we've been up 3 levels, right? And then maybe we should check these last 2 levels that we saw from the outside.
Yeah.
And then there's a bookcase where the stairs should be.
I mean, yeah.
Exactly where the stairs should be. There's a bookcase, and it's just like.
So what you're trying to say is you wish you could go back in time and help the Nazis be more efficient?
I'm just saying that the Frank family and the other family that lived there, they didn't have to be so quiet. The Nazis weren't looking for them. The Nazis found them by accident one time when they went to read a book. Because I don't think the bookcase even had a back to it. They just pulled a book out and then some sunlight shined through.
Are you a big history buff in general?
It was my favorite subject of school.
Yeah.
You know, it was the only subject of school that I actually enjoyed. I did what they call modern history. They have ancient history and modern history. Do you have that over here?
Yeah.
So who does ancient history?
Yeah.
Who learns about and there's a plate from Pompeii. Like, fuck that.
So they had a town, a volcano destroyed it. We don't really need to know too much more.
You want to do Hitler. Hitler's what you're all about.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I watch the History Channel. Just for the Hitler stories.
Hitler you can say what you want about Hitler.
Oh, God.
But he rocked out history, didn't he?
He should have his own channel by this point, shouldn't he?
He made it interesting, old Hitler.
Well, I mean, he's the guy that we all refer every politician to.
This is the funny thing when they compare Hitler to everyone does the little side-by-side picture of Donald Trump and Hitler.
Right.
And they go, wanted to do this, wanted to get rid of immigration, wanted to get rid of blah, da, da, da. And then the Republicans do the same picture of Hitler versus Obama.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But the thing that they're doing is they're mentioning good stuff. Like Hitler was a really bad guy, don't get me wrong. But let's not say that he didn't do anything that was good. I'm not saying like he did good things like this. Building the Autobahn. No one is fucking arguing that was a good gig, right? If you've driven around Germany, that road is fantastic. It got people working. That's how he got into power, was making the workforce all work again. It's the only road in the world, apart from one of the stretches of Australia.
No speed limit.
No speed limit.
Yeah.
Wow.
No speed limit. What you do is you buy your Mercedes in Germany and you drive it back to Britain. That's what a lot of people do.
Yeah.
And they just fucking, whoa, Frank. And it seems to be really safe because everyone's sort of sensible, where it's like, all right, the real maniacs can drive in that lane.
Yeah, let's not abuse the power.
Yeah.
So pre-killing Jews, Hitler was a pretty...
No. What I'm saying is...
I want to get this on record.
What I'm saying is, I'm sure Jeffrey Dahmer made fucking a nice cheesecake every now and again. Like, just to say that because, everybody's made of light and dark, right? Hitler was extraordinarily dark.
Yeah. Yes. 98% dark. But there was 2 or maybe 3 things.
But then
he probably bought flowers for someone one time.
Like brought in healthcare.
Yeah.
Right? To the Germans. There's no Germans that are like, that's the reason the Holocaust happened, was the healthcare.
Right.
So you can't just name the things that
He also, and I found this out recently, he's the reason why we do, and my girlfriend's in the room who could probably back me up, the torch, the Olympic torch, right? I think that's, They
used ovens, Brad.
Oh.
You should have listened more in history. You think it was just Nazis with torches.
No, I think he's the reason when they had the Olympics in Berlin, I think that they started the whole Olympic torch run. But it,
I almost had the run. The Olympic flame always existed.
yeah, but then like the run up to it.
The flame, we always thought that the flame never goes out. The bullshit, the flame's the sun,
Yeah,
and then they just have like a dish that they cover in oil
right.
before in Athens.
So then it always, yeah,
Yeah, so they're saying, oh, the sun. We always used to think as a kid there was a flame in a box that never went out.
Yeah. Right.
No, it's not. It's bullshit.
Yeah, it's just oil and sun. Yeah.
it always exists in the hearts and minds of children everywhere. You know what I mean? And it's like fucking
So it's-
Santa. It
yeah.
never dies.
Your son Hank is how old?
I'm not done talking about Hitler.
Let's do it. Yeah.
I mean, we could transition from Hitler to Hank.
The Volkswagen Beetle? Like, you can't say the Volkswagen Beetle was a bad move. They're one of the few cars that are still running today from the 40s.
Right.
By the way,
40s.
can we at least applaud my attempt to transition out of Hitler? Because that's like not an easy thing to do.
He went to Volkswagen. He went
And
to
I applaud Jim for coming back into it.
He went to Volkswagen and he went, I want a car.
Yeah.
But he did it like Homer Simpson in that episode where he sketched his own car. Remember that?
remember
that. Yeah.
Where Homer had the bubble
Yeah.
and his brother was Danny DeVito.
Yeah,
The voice of
yeah.
Danny DeVito. And then it had the
yeah.
two seats in the end. And he goes, I want a horn that plays La Cucaracha. Right? Right?
That's incredible.
So they built that car and then it was the Homer and then it rotated.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it
yeah.
made the
And
car.
nobody cheered.
Yeah.
That's how the Volkswagen Beetle was made.
With
Hitler was like, man, my car doesn't have enough headroom.
Wait, do Hitler as Homer. That's more fun.
Oh, damn Jews. I'm going to build a road. I'm going to drive so fast. Anyway, so...
Oh my God.
Oh, where's my testicle guy? Now I'm Cliff Clavin.
It's a very similar impression.
Actually, if you do John Ratzenberg, he has many similar views.
To Homer or Hitler?
John Ratzenberg texted me the other day because John's like my...
Are you buddies with him?
Well,
he's
yeah,
like-
he was on Legit?
He was in Legit,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
He's like my Republican buddy, conspiracy theory buddy, where me and him have just learned to accept each other.
That's great.
You know what I mean? Like I'm like this hippie, and I'm like in his eyes,
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm like a left wing hippie,
Right.
and in my eyes, I'm like that guy's out of his fucking mind, right? I was with him when Sandy Hook happened, and it's like, oh no, sitting next to him, like, yeah, maybe if the teachers had guns, and you're like, oh
God,
we're
no.
not doing this today, are we? No. But there's people who think like him, and and he's a terribly nice man,
Sure.
and
I'll hang out with him. He's great.
he's a great guy. And so he texted me the other day, and I hadn't heard from him in a while, and his text went like this. He goes, yeah, I was just down at the gun show raising money for Trump after I went to church, and it made me think of you.